see the support was great. The parents and children loved it, and I expected nothing less because, of course, it's a family bonding event, and I'm sure every parent and every family endorses what Play It and Play is about, and it's about building family bonds. It's about everybody just coming and having a bonding experience.
So I'm sure you took her to a doctor, and what did he say?
He said that she had a hole in her heart. She's a blue baby.
I thought I would find my papa, but I didn't. I found Uncle Jungly instead.
I will divorce her. It's what you want.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
Thanks so much for joining us for CVM News at Noon this Friday, May 16, 2025. I'm Courtney Lewis. A 65-year-old St. Andrew businessman, Robert Andy Bell, is in police custody after a video shared online showed him assaulting a woman during a road rage incident. We must note the details of this incident are graphic. Around 7:15 p.m. Tuesday, May 13, Bell allegedly stopped his Mercedes-Benz abruptly, spat in the woman's face, and struck her vehicle. When she got out to check for damage, he reportedly brandished a handgun, threw her to the ground, and beat her before stepping on her head. It's an incident which has sparked outrage across the island. The St. Andrew North Police say the matter is under active investigation.
Relative to the incident that took place Tuesday evening in the Stony Hill area of the St. Andrew North Division, I can assure the public that the suspect has been taken into custody and the investigation is ongoing. I must add that having learned of the incident, the police was very responsive and the suspect was arrested and taken into custody. He is to be interviewed with his lawyer, also asking for anyone who witnessed, and we believe that there were several persons who witnessed this incident, to please cooperate with us. Let's come forward and give us a statement. Of course, this will help us with the investigation tremendously.
The Firearm Licensing Authority, the FLA, has also taken action in response to the video. The FLA says it does undertake investigations into incidents like these, where it can be confirmed that the individual involved is a licensed firearm holder. The FLA is reminding licensed firearm holders that brandishing or using a firearm to intimidate or assault a person is a criminal offense. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced that St. Thomas is no longer considered the forgotten parish. Following the official opening of the $6 billion Morant Bay Urban Centre on Thursday, he emphasized that this marks only the beginning of the parish's transformation.
We have built this Morant Bay Urban Centre at a cost of $6 billion Jamaican dollars. We have built the Yallas Fire Station at a cost of 163 million Jamaican dollars. We have upgraded the Acadia and Port Morant Health Center at a cost of 37 million Jamaican dollars. not to mention the whole heap of social housing that we have given in the parish, and today I'll be handing over about 6 more. And we're not stopping yet, because there is much more to be done. Much, much more. We have 13.5 acres of land in proximity to this development.
High energy and electricity costs are to blame for Jamaicans' discontent. That's according to Leader of Opposition Business in the Lower House, Philip Paulwell, who says the government's latest attempts to reduce costs is an election ploy. He is further promising reform under a new PNP administration. Here are the details.
The opposition is continuing to push its message of change with its latest criticism on rising costs. Leader of Opposition Business in the Lower House, Philip Paulwell, says the aftermath of the government's plan to offset electricity costs through a reduction in GCT causes confusion.
Firstly, consumers using below 150 kilowatt hour per month will now, for the first time, be paying GCT at 7%. They were granted a subsidy and a rebate of 10%. So thereby the benefit was a 3% positive benefit. But this smacks of electioneering, Madam Speaker. You know why? Because we don't know today when that subsidy and rebate will be removed.
He also called for clarity on the government's flagship community electrification project, which has now seen a $1 billion expansion.
The minister did announce about a prepaid facility that they were going to do to encourage people to become a part of the formal market. For the first time, these people, Minister, are going to be charged GCT on their bills. On their bills. So I believe the minister, when he speaks, will have to provide clarification, because we were told that this was a benefit, and it really is not operating in that way.
Paulwell says Jamaicans are unhappy, citing what he considers the high cost of living and the country's stagnant economy. He also criticized the current administration for allegedly ignoring meaningful solutions.
A major factor driving both the high cost of living and the lack of growth is energy. The high cost of electricity has been a staple in Jamaica for the past 9 years. Unfortunately. Our consumers pay high bills at home and then pay higher prices for basic goods and services, again affected by the high price of electricity. Meanwhile, our economy limps along uncompetitive and weighed down by these costs.
While he remained relatively mum on the state of Petrodram, he noted the company experienced a loss. However, the former energy minister leaned into the idea of expanding renewable energy to reduce costs, especially as the PNP prepares to deliver 50,000 new houses.
A special incentive scheme will be announced shortly, focusing on access to low-cost financing and a much straightforward process to secure energy licenses with a built-in attractive feed-in tariffs. We are going to be giving power to the people. They will have through solar rooftop sufficient electricity for their needs, and they will also be able to expand beyond their needs to provide electricity for the national grid at a lower cost than currently the grid is able to accommodate.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
The Sanmerna Foundation has once again extended their reach by donating reading books to education institutions in St. Andrew and St. Catherine. Adrian Williams tells us more about their latest project.
In a move to enhance the nation's literacy rate, the Sanmerna Foundation, in playing their part, visited the Balmaji Primary School in St. Andrew and the Tredegar Park Early Childhood Institution in St. Catherine.
So we've been visiting schools, Balmaji Primary and the Tredegar Early Childhood Institute in St. Catherine, and we have some volunteers along with our director, and we're reading to the kids and just making them get interactive and teaching them that reading is how you make yourself. Reading is how you get knowledge and wisdom. So we're just safeguarding education through our books.
As the nation continues to grapple with addressing early childhood education, project manager at Sanmerna Foundation, Paige Dixon, encourages the teachers to keep pointing children in the right direction.
And we continue to build the children, we continue to encourage the teachers to stay by these kids because, they're the caregivers when the parents are away. So it's an encouragement to do.
Director for the Sanmerna Foundation, Robert White, says he's always excited to see the help benefiting the well-being of students.
Because the kids is our future. And as you know, in the past, we have gave away over 15 million in scholarships and tuitions to students to help them with their education.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
Stay with us. More to come after this break.
We needed to raise capital, but our experience with local financial institutions was that they were cautious and slow to act, and interest rates were far too high. We had real concerns about financing our business through outside equity investors and the possibility of interference. Could we get a fair valuation for our business? We had our own ideas about the business and its value. Should I go the traditional route of bank financing, or should I try the Jamaica Stock Exchange? So we made a call and experienced transformation of our business through conversations. I'm John Mafood, CEO of Jamaican Teas, and we're listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Give us a call today at 876-967-3271 to begin your transformation through conversation. We want to see your company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Get tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back. It's time now for our discussion segment. The nation remains in shock following the brutal assault of a nurse in what police say was a violent road rage incident involving a 65-year-old businessman in St. Andrew. The incident, which was caught on camera and has since gone viral, has sparked widespread outrage, particularly within the nursing fraternity. Now, in today's discussion, we hear from two voices in the medical community. President of the Jamaica Enrolled Nurses Association, Ms. Claudette Clark-Waugh, and Nurse of the Year for the Nursing Association of Jamaica, Ms. Abigail James, who has been at the forefront of advocacy against gender-based violence. They join us now to share their perspectives on the attack and the urgent need for justice and what more must be done to protect Jamaican women. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful.
But not liking the circumstances under which I had to be. But thank you for having me.
So, Ms. Clark-Waugh, I'll start with you. What was your initial reaction to the assault of your colleague? We understand she's a part of the Jamaica Enrolled Nurses Association. And how has this incident impacted the nursing community?
All right. So my first initial, when I heard, I was torn apart, emotionally ripped apart. I remember body, they are not coping well with this action, and we only see it as a coward attack on the female society of our nation. We were discussing just the other day the attack on our children. We're in Child's Month. We're also celebrated Mother's Day. The other day, we just celebrated International Nurses Day. Just last week, we celebrated International Enrolled Assistant Nurses Day. And it is so unfortunate that an event like this should unfold in such a time like this. We could at least consider May to be a female month.
I understand. So we're just going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We're still in our discussion segment.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
So, I'm sure you took her to doctor, and what did he say?
He said that she had a hole in her heart. She's a blue baby.
I thought I would find my papa, but I didn't. I found Uncle Jungly instead.
I will divorce her. It's what you want.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
The time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Welcome back. We're still in our discussion segment, and we just heard from Ms. Claudette Clark-Waugh, and she was telling us how this incident has affected the nursing community. But we're going to hear from Ms. James from the Nurses Association of Jamaica. Now, you've led protests against gender-based violence in the past. How does this particular incident highlight the ongoing risks women face in Jamaica?
Well, it wasn't a protest, it was a road march, an Orange Day road march to create awareness against domestic violence against our women and children. As the NAJ Alaska Nurse of the Year, this highlights why events such as these must happen to sensitize the public, the nation, about violence. It's now been brought to the forefront in having just celebrated International Nurses Day, International Nurses Week, where we have a colleague that was
attacked on her way to work. So more emphasis needs to be placed on this because it's often silent and it's often publicized. But what happens after these? We need more swift actions to these abuses that take place against our women.
So, Ms. Waugh, then, is your organization prepared to take any steps in advocating for justice in this case? And what are some steps for greater protection for nurses and women overall?
Yes, we coming out of a meeting with our members just moments ago, we have decided that we are going to be having a peaceful but powerful protest to show the nation and to show other nations